Have you ever felt like something's missing in your life? Like everything is moving, but you're stuck in place, going through the motions with no real direction? Maybe you're just existing, but not truly living. And deep down, you can't help but wonder, what's the secret to unlocking the full potential of your life? Let me tell you something that might shock you. Put salt in your shoes today. Yes, you heard that right, salt. In your shoes? Now, you might be thinking, what on earth does that mean? Well, sit tight, because this isn't just some weird idea or random metaphor. There's a deeper spiritual truth behind it, one that could completely transform the way you see your life. In the Bible, salt is a powerful symbol. It's used to represent purity, preservation, and even God's covenant with His people. But more than that, salt is what flavors the earth. Without salt, food is bland, tasteless, lifeless. Without salt, life loses its zest, and without God's purpose and guidance in our lives, we are just going through the motions, like an unsalted dish. Imagine this, you're walking through life, day after day, but nothing excites you. No passion, no purpose. And even if you try to fill the emptiness with distractions or temporary fixes, it never lasts. But what if the answer to all of this was simpler than you think? What if the key was as simple as walking in faith? That's what putting salt in your shoes means. It means stepping out in faith, regardless of what you feel or what your circumstances tell you. It means choosing to walk with God, even when the road is tough, when the odds seem stacked against you, when everything inside of you wants to give up. You see, when you put salt in your shoes, you're not just walking any ordinary walk. You're walking with purpose, with the flavor of God's promise in your every step. And here's the crazy part. You won't even realize how much of a difference it makes until you take that first step. You're not walking alone. When you choose to walk with God, He's right there beside you, guiding your every move. He turns ordinary steps into extraordinary ones. Suddenly the paths that seemed impossible become clear. The mountains that looked insurmountable are conquered not because of your own strength, but because you're walking in His power. Can you imagine the difference that will make in your life? Think about it. Every step you take becomes a step toward your purpose. Every moment becomes an opportunity for God to move, to act, and to work wonders. You start to feel the weight of the world lift off your shoulders because you realize you're not in this alone. But here's the kicker. You must make the decision to start walking right now, not tomorrow, not next week. If you wait for the perfect moment or the right feelings, you may wait forever. The truth is, transformation starts when you choose to act, even when you don't have all the answers. So what's stopping you? What are you waiting for? Today is your day. Take that first step, put salt in your shoes, and start walking. Watch what happens when you invite God to season your journey with His strength, His wisdom, and His grace. Your life will never be the same again. And trust me, you won't be walking alone. So, you've decided to put salt in your shoes, but now what? You've taken the first step, but you're wondering, will this really make a difference? Will my life truly change? Or is this just another motivational phrase that sounds good, but doesn't last? Well, let me tell you, when you choose to walk in faith, something extraordinary happens, something far beyond what you could ever imagine. When you walk with God, you invite His supernatural power to take over your natural limitations. Suddenly your ordinary becomes extraordinary. Your journey isn't just a path, it becomes a divine adventure. Think about this. When the Israelites walked through the wilderness, they didn't walk in circles. They didn't wander aimlessly. No, They were walking towards the promised land. Every step, every turn was guided by God's presence. They didn't always know where they were going, but they trusted that God had a plan for them. And every day He gave them exactly what they needed: manna from heaven, water from a rock, protection from their enemies. Their steps, though uncertain at times, were seasoned with faith and trust in God. And just like them, when you put salt in your shoes, God will give you everything you need for your journey. Not everything will be easy, but He will provide. Not everything will make sense, but His guidance will be clear. And when you least expect it, the blessings you've been waiting for will come. You see, the difference between walking alone and walking with God is like the difference between stumbling through the dark and having a light shine right in front of you. When you walk with God, He illuminates your path. It's no longer about how you're going to make it. It's about trusting that He's already gone ahead of you, clearing the way. And here's something that may shock you. Your challenges and setbacks, the ones that seemed impossible to overcome, are not just roadblocks. They're opportunities. Opportunities for you to see God move in ways you never thought possible. Just think about it for a moment. How many times have you faced a trial and thought, "This is it, I can't go on." But somehow, by the grace of God, you made it through, and looking back, you realized those very struggles were the stepping stones that strengthened your faith. The very moments you thought you'd break became the moments God used to build you up. Thanks to the beauty of putting salt in your shoes. It's not just about walking through life without trouble. It's about walking through those troubles with God's strength and watching how He turns them into opportunities for growth. It's about knowing that every challenge is another chance to experience His power, His love, and His faithfulness in your life. And let me tell you something else that might surprise you. As you walk this journey with God, you'll begin to notice something incredible happening. People will start noticing a change in you. They'll see a light in your eyes, a confidence in your step. They'll wonder, what's different about you? And in that moment, you'll have the opportunity to tell them, it's not me, it's the salt in my shoes, it's the God I walk with. The best part? This transformation isn't just for you. When you put salt in your shoes and allow God to season your steps, you'll begin to impact everyone around you. Your family, your friends, your community. They will see something in you they can't quite explain, and that's when the power of God's presence is made real. So let's get real here. It's not just about you and your journey. It's about the lives you will touch, the lives that will be transformed because you decided to walk in faith and trust in God. When you walk with Him, the ripple effect spreads far beyond what you can see. Now, are you ready to take your next step? Are you ready to keep walking even when it feels tough? Because once you've put that salt in your shoes, there's no turning back. Your life is about to take a turn you've never imagined. So keep walking, keep trusting, keep believing. Watch how your life transforms, one step at a time. When you choose to walk in faith, something incredible happens. Your entire journey begins to transform. Walking in faith isn't just about going through the motions of life. It's about actively inviting God into every aspect of your journey, allowing His purpose to guide your steps. It's a commitment to believe that He has a plan for you, even when the path is uncertain, and that He will lead you toward a future filled with meaning and fulfillment. Think about it. How often do we find ourselves simply existing, ticking off the boxes of daily life without a clear sense of purpose or direction? We wake up, go to work, take care of responsibilities, and go to bed, repeating the cycle. But when you choose to walk in faith, that routine becomes infused with purpose. You're no longer just surviving each day. You're living with intention, knowing that each moment is an opportunity to fulfill God's will. Faith takes you beyond your own understanding. It allows you to trust in God's plan, even when things don't make sense. And when you walk in that kind of trust, everything begins to shift. The ordinary becomes extraordinary. The mundane moments of life are now viewed through a new lens, one where God's presence is felt, His guidance is clear, and His power is active. Every challenge you face is no longer a burden, but a chance for growth. Every success is no longer just a personal achievement, but a reminder of God's faithfulness. Walking in faith is an invitation to experience life with God right beside you, leading, teaching, and strengthening you along the way. It's choosing to believe that His promises are real and that He will never leave you or forsake you. With God walking alongside you, nothing is truly ordinary anymore. Even in the simplest acts, like a conversation with a friend, a quiet moment of prayer, or a kind gesture to a stranger, His presence makes those moments meaningful and significant. It's when we walk in faith that we begin to see the beauty in our journey, not because of our own abilities or accomplishments, but because of how God moves in our lives. And that, my friend, is when the journey becomes not just something to endure, but something to embrace. Because walking with God transforms everything. Every step, every decision, every moment holds the potential for greatness when faith is at the center. Just like the Israelites wandering through the wilderness, when you walk with God, you can trust that He will provide everything you need for the journey ahead. The Israelites faced a challenging journey, one full of uncertainty, hardships, and unknowns. Yet every step they took was met with God's provision. He provided manna from heaven, water from a rock, and protection from their enemies. God's faithfulness never wavered, even when the path seemed impossible to navigate. He didn't leave them to fend for themselves. He was with them every step of the way, guiding them through the wilderness. Similarly, in our own lives, the path ahead can sometimes seem unclear, even daunting. There are times when we feel like we're in a wilderness of our own, uncertain of where to go or how to move forward. But when we choose to walk with God, He promises to be our guide. His provision doesn't just mean physical needs being met, but also spiritual strength, wisdom, and clarity. He will equip us with what we need to face each day, no matter how tough it may be. Even when the journey is difficult, God's guidance is always there to direct our steps. You may not always know exactly where the road leads, but when you trust in Him, He will open doors, provide opportunities, and give you the courage to take each step with faith. And just as He did for the Israelites, God will take what seems like a struggle and turn it into an opportunity for growth, perseverance, and deeper faith. Perhaps you're facing a challenge right now. Maybe it feels like you're walking in circles, unsure of the next step. But don't lose heart. God is faithful, and He sees you. He will provide what you need at the exact moment you need it. He will guide you through the difficulties, and through your struggles He will reveal His purpose in your life. When you walk with God, you are never alone. His provision and guidance will be there at every turn, ensuring that even the toughest moments become opportunities for you to experience His power and His faithfulness. With God, every step of your journey is covered. Trust that He will provide, guide, and lead you to where He wants you to be. When we face difficulties, it's easy to view them as roadblocks, obstacles that get in our way and prevent us from moving forward. But what if I told you that these challenges aren't just hindrances? What if these difficulties, as painful or overwhelming as they may seem, are actually opportunities for growth? When you walk with God, the trials you face become stepping stones, not stumbling blocks. Walking with God changes your perspective on life's challenges. Instead of seeing a dead end, you start to see the potential for growth and transformation. It's through these very struggles that your faith is tested, strengthened, and refined. Think about the process of gold being purified. It's heated up in a furnace, the impurities rise to the surface, and they are removed. Similarly, in the fire of our struggles, God refines us. He uses these challenges to remove the parts of us that are holding us back from fully trusting Him. When we choose to walk with God through life's difficulties, we open ourselves up to His power and guidance in ways we wouldn't experience otherwise. God doesn't waste pain. He uses it to build endurance, increase our trust in Him, and deepen our relationship with Him. In those tough moments, we are forced to lean on God more fully. We begin to see that we don't have to rely on our own strength, but on His power. And when we come through the other side of a trial, we're not just the same person. We're stronger, more resilient, and more aware of God's faithfulness in our lives. You've probably heard the saying, "What doesn't kill you makes you stronger." It's not just a catchy phrase. It's a truth rooted in Scripture. James 1:2-4 tells us, "Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work, so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything." In other words, when you face trials, you are given an opportunity to grow and become more spiritually mature. Walking with God doesn't shield you from hardship, but it does change the way you experience it. When you walk with Him, your trials become opportunities for God's power to be displayed in your life. He works through your weaknesses, turning them into areas where His strength shines the brightest. The difficulties you once dreaded become stepping stones that lead to a deeper understanding of who God is and how much He loves you. So, the next time you find yourself facing a challenge, don't just see it as an obstacle. See it as an opportunity to grow, to strengthen your faith, and to see God work in ways you never thought possible. Because when you walk with God, every challenge is not just something to endure, it's something to embrace, knowing that God is using it to mold you into the person He has called you to be. As you walk with God and allow Him to transform your life, something incredible happens, not just within you, but around you. The change that takes place in your heart and spirit doesn't stay contained, it radiates outward. Your transformation becomes a living testimony to the power of God at work in your life, and it begins to impact those around you in ways you might not even realize. You see, when you walk with God, you're not just changing on the inside, you're becoming a reflection of His love, His grace, and His strength. People will notice the peace in your heart when the world is chaotic, the joy you carry even in times of trial, and the unwavering confidence you have in God's promises. And when they notice this change, they'll be drawn to ask, "What's different about you? How do you stay strong, calm, and full of hope in the face of life's challenge?" This is your opportunity to share the source of your transformation, God's presence in your life. You don't have to be a preacher or have all the right answers. Your life, your actions, your words, when rooted in faith, become a testimony of God's goodness. You'll be able to point others to the very one who gave you strength when you were weak, peace when you were anxious, and hope when you were lost. This isn't about boasting in your own abilities, but about lifting up the God who has done the work within you. It's amazing to think that when you walk with God, the transformation you experience isn't just for your benefit. It's for the benefit of everyone you come into contact with. Your faith becomes contagious. Your strength becomes a support for others. Your confidence in God becomes an encouragement for those who feel uncertain and lost. Your life begins to shine as a beacon of hope for those around you, and in doing so, you are fulfilling God's call to be a light to the world. Think about it. Every person you encounter is on their own journey, facing their own struggles, searching for answers. Your transformation is a living, breathing example of what's possible when you walk with God. As they witness the change in you, they may begin to wonder, if God can do that for them, what could He do for me? Your life becomes an invitation to others to experience the same transformative power of God's presence. So don't underestimate the power of your own transformation. When you walk with God, it's not just your life that changes, it's the lives of those around you. Your faith, strength, and confidence will inspire, and your testimony will open doors for others to encounter the same God who is working in you. In the end, your transformation doesn't just impact your life, it has the potential to change the lives of everyone you touch. Now give me the end of the script. ChatGPT said, "So, as you continue to walk with God, know this: your journey isn't just about you, it's about the countless lives that will be touched along the way. The transformation you're experiencing isn't something that ends with you. It's meant to spread, to inspire, and to lead others toward the same incredible God who is guiding your steps. When you put salt in your shoes, when you walk in faith, trust, and obedience, you're not just walking toward a personal destination. You're walking in a way that draws others to the heart of God. Your life becomes a testimony of His love, grace, and power. Your challenges become stepping stones, not only for your growth, but for the encouragement of those who need to see God at work in someone else's life. And as you step forward, you'll find that each moment, each decision, each challenge becomes an opportunity for God to move, not just in you, but through you. People will notice, they will see your strength, your peace, your joy, and they will be curious. They will want to know why you have hope when the world seems hopeless, why you can forgive when it seems impossible, why you can keep moving forward even when life is difficult. And that, my friend, is when you'll have the chance to tell them about the salt in your shoes. You'll have the opportunity to share the life-changing truth that God's presence, His love, and His guidance are what make the difference. Your journey matters, your transformation matters, and through your walk with God, He will use you to impact the world around you. Keep walking, keep trusting, keep believing, and watch as your life becomes not just a personal transformation, but a beacon of hope for all who cross your path. You are walking with purpose, and with God beside you, you are destined to leave a lasting impact on this world. So, put salt in your shoes and step into the future with the confidence that God is guiding you every step of the way. Your life will never be the same, and neither will the lives of those you touch. Keep walking, keep growing, and keep shining. The journey ahead is filled with the blessings of God's power and presence.